Hey there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this week. I have some very bad news for everybody. Hillary will not be joining us tonight. So, all of you that showed up to see Hillary, it's going to be a bad night. You're stuck with me just like the old times. She went to a wedding over in Washington, D.C., and we were hoping, I kind of figured she wasn't going to be on, but there was a slight chance that she was going to be able to make it. Um, but it did not work out. So you, like I said, stuck with me. I don't have a ton to go over tonight, so anyone with questions, just start firing away right now. Um, I'll go over. We can talk about whatever you want. I'll answer anything you want. Um, Kind of what we talk about. I'll put this little ticker up here. For anybody that wants a link or is curious about our properties out here, send us an email to our account down at the bottom of the screen, and we will hook you up with the link to our MLS site, which is updated in real time. Uh, I've gone over this before. The Zillows, the Realtor.coms, all of those, they don't update quickly as this one. And in this market, you kind of need to know what's available so you can jump on it. So anyway, it's a good thing to have. The other good thing is that you can save properties while you're browsing through, and then shoot Hillary or I a text, and we can see what you've saved. So that's also kind of handy. Um, so yeah, if anybody wants that site, or that link, send us an email. Dwayne, welcome. You make it every week. Uh, Thanks for coming. Good job on your hockey team last night. They made it to the second round. I have a good friend that lives in Red Deer, Alberta, who's a big Oiler fan. So good for them. My team did not make it past the first round, so I'm a little disappointed. Um, but anyway, real estate here in Montana. We're starting. The video I'm going to do is, or the video I'm going to release on Tuesday. I release them every Tuesday. Um, they, or that one is going to be about the market, and the market is slowing down. So it's good news if you're a buyer. It's looking like it's going to be better for you. So if you've been holding out and waiting, it looks like it's finally starting to get better. Daniel Griffin, what is the status of the islands? Are they still available? Yes. Both of them are still available. So if you want to make an offer, let us know. Send us an email. Mark, moving to Whitefish in July. Thank you for the videos. They are helpful. Well, good. Glad to have you. Hopefully everything worked out for you. Polly says hello from Arizona. I'm sure it's a lot warmer down there than it is here right now. I think it's getting nice. I was out running around. I had take some pictures of a new property that we're listing next week, and it was 63 degrees. So it's kind of nice. It's much better than it's been. And so yeah, it's finally getting to be springtime here. I think we're over the hump, even though the other day when I was driving down to Missoula, it was snowing in May. So welcome to Montana. We get every kind of weather, usually within a 2-hour span. We'll get everything this time of year. So it's kind of crazy. Daniel Griffin, weather here 85 in South Carolina. Nice. Yeah, we won't get the 80s for a while yet. We usually get a lot of rain this time of year. And if we don't, then the fires kick up, which is no fun, and the smoke. But yeah, we usually get rain. And then right around 4th of July, it clears up and it basically turns into the desert around here until almost Halloween. So there's not a better place on the planet to be than Northwest Montana from July until September. It's just perfect every day, sunny, no humidity, no bugs. It's awesome. So we all of us that live here look forward to that, and we enjoy those months because they're just perfect. So like I said earlier, if you weren't here earlier, Hillary is not going to be with us tonight. She was in a wedding in Washington D.C., and we were trying to make it work from her hotel room out there, but it did not. So anyway, um, because of that, you'll just have to listen to me ramble and answer your questions. And I don't have, like I said, I don't have tons put together. I feel kind of it's a little lonely now without my partner here to give a bad time to. So um, I will do the best I can. So if you have any questions, fire away. If not, this will probably be a uh, pretty short live. What is the 30-year fixed rate? You know what, Bob? Last time I looked, it was in the like 5.7 range. But again, it depends on, there's a million factors. I was talking to a guy today and he was getting a rate of like seven something, but it was because it wasn't a primary home that he was buying. So yeah, the rates are going up, which is not giving you much buying power like you had last year at this time. So I think um, I think that is going to definitely slow things down, and eventually the prices will start to come down a little bit too. But as we've gone over, I don't think they're gonna plummet like they did in 2008, 2009. Um, but it's definitely going to affect the market. That's for sure. It already has. And if you watch my video on Tuesday, I'll go more in depth into that and give you my thoughts and what's coming. Let's see. Ron, hello from your neighbors in Idaho. Hello, Ron. Where are you at in Idaho? I used to live in McCall once upon a time, if you're familiar with that. Here we go. Dwayne, what would the property taxes be like on those island properties? Well, on the one there, I believe it was about, let's see, I can look it up here real quick. Let me find it. I think that one, well, I'm having a hard time looking that up. While I'm doing this is why I need Hillary. But I believe that one was like $30,000 a year, if I'm not mistaken. The other one, the smaller island isn't bad because it isn't developed. Obviously, they base the taxes on the value. So if you've developed it, it's worth a lot more than an island that isn't. But if you're curious, I can look up the exact amount. It's on the listing. So we will move on to this one here. I'm going to rent before I buy. What are the best way to see rental listings? Rick, if you want to see rental listings, unfortunately, and I've gone over this before, if someone's looking for a job up here, they should start a central rental website, because unfortunately right now we don't have access to rentals in our MLS. So I know as much about rentals as you do. If you have to go, say, like Google, rentals in Kalispell, and then five companies will come up, and then you have to go to each one of their websites, and they each have their own set of properties that they manage. So it's just a pain. There's no central site. Zillow has got some rentals on it. Craigslist has some rentals on it, but you kind of have to search around, and unfortunately there's no easy way to do it, and it's a pain in the butt. So sorry about that, but good luck with that. Besides hockey, any adult rec leagues in the Valley? Yes, there's everything. I know I don't play, but they have basketball leagues. There's racquetball. There's now they have pickleball is getting big up here. I know they had some indoor volleyball at the Whitefish Wave leagues. They have softball. I used to play softball. They have all kinds of softball leagues. So yeah, there's plenty to do as far as adult recreation that isn't hockey. The next one, Sandy. I just went to visit last week. It was beautiful. Thompson Falls of Livingston. Stayed in Bozeman and Missoula. Hopefully we return. That is a good drive. There's, the views are great the whole way. That's a nice area. Um, Daniel, it'd be great if you two would walk around your town and ask people passing by if they'd be interested in selling. And yeah, that would be good. I'll try and get Hillary to do that. She'd be better at that than me. Um, let's see. I'm hearing that the VA home loan has a lower acceptance rate than a conventional in Montana. Is this still a thing in 2022? I assume you mean lower acceptance uh, by the seller, not applying for the loan. Um, you know, the reason that sometimes VA loans aren't as accepted as a conventional is because the appraisal for the VA loan is a lot more strict than it is for a conventional. Conventional, you're already putting 20% down, so they're not as picky as about what is wrong with the house. Um, Whereas a VA appraiser is going to, because it's a government loan, they look for everything, and the house has to be almost brand new. You can't get away with buying fixer uppers with the VA. So that's probably what you're hearing. But VA loans are great, and if you can use one, they're great. They should be great. I think that it should be the opposite. Because they're for veterans, it should be the easiest loan and the best loan to for everybody. But unfortunately, that is your government. There's all kinds of hoops you got to jump through, and but with that being said, I've done a lot of VA deals, and they are great loans. You just you have to find a good house when you're using those. Let's see. Rental cars from Kalispell go for 300 a day. That's with limited miles. Yeah, there, I know last year and the year before there was a huge shortage of rental cars. I think it's getting a little better. Um, and my wife sits on the airport board, and they were saying that because of the pilot shortage and the price of fuel and all of that, that the airport is already, for future bookings for this summer, the airport is down 39% from last year. So with that being said, that may lower the price of rental cars. Um, and then I don't know if you've ever tried that Turo. I know some people that I know do that. They rent out their car. I've never done it. I don't know, other than it's kind of the VRBO for cars. So you may want to check into that. It might be a little cheaper. Any thoughts on the West Valley schools? Levy didn't pass, and with 1,600 units to be built, where are all the students going to go? That's been the dilemma in this valley forever. The levies constantly get shot down, and it's unfortunate because you're right. I don't know where all those students are going to go. I know the Kalispell Middle School, depending on where you are in West Valley, that would be a huge drive if you're way out west, like up Rhodes Draw or um, uh, out that direction on Highway 2, Kyla. Yeah, that's going to be an issue with more and more people moving here. But the West Valley, I don't know if you're the 1,600 units that you're talking about are the ones right there on 3 Mile Drive. They would go into Kalispell, most of those students. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that didn't pass, and hopefully when they do it again, it will go through, because it's, the growth here has been crazy, and they're going to have to, that's been the whole problem, is just catching up with the infrastructure, and schools are one of those things. So that is what I know about that. What else? I think I've gone through all the questions up to this point. Like I said, without Hillary here, I don't have anybody to give a bad time to, and she's not able to pull up articles for me while we're talking. So if you guys have any more questions, fire away. If not, like I said, it's going to be a pretty short live. In 2 weeks, we will be back, and Hillary will be back, and it will be a much better setup. I was hoping I should have been more prepared. I was hoping that we were going to be able to work this out from her hotel out there in DC, but obviously it did not. So I didn't have enough prepared for this for this contingency. So I apologize for that. But again, if anybody wants to link to our MLS and you want to look at properties that covers all of Western Montana, we can send that out, and just email us down at the link at the bottom of the page, and we will send you that link. What is this? If you can't find anything when you first moved to Kalispell, I've seen the travel trailers. Yeah, people do that as well. I don't know the campgrounds around here where people are parking those travel trailers. There are a lot of them, but those usually fill up, so that's not an automatic thing either. So you may want to check into that before you do anything. I had a guy call me a couple weeks ago. He was hopping on a train to come out here and was just going to show up and wing it, and I strongly suggested that he lined up a rental before he got here, because the rentals are tough. Rentals are almost harder than finding a house at this point. So if you're doing the travel trailer thing, make sure you got somewhere to park it set up. Let's see. Have you done a basics house buy series? I have not, but that's a good idea. We will work on that. Send me an email to the Team Montana Life and give me some of your basic questions so we can make it good. I mean, I know what to say, but maybe there's some things that you're thinking about that I'm not. So if you don't mind, we'd be happy to do that type of series, and that's a good idea. Thank you for that. I'll be out in Kalispell next weekend, Glacier Park. As of now, the road is still closed to, well, it's open. I should say it's open up to Lake McDonald Lodge. They have not, that I know of, opened up to Avalanche. That'll be the next section they open. So right now, everybody's riding their bikes from Lake McDonald Lodge up the road, and the road for bikers was only open to the loop. Again, last time I checked, it has been warm, so that'll probably change next week. But that's what I know up to this point. Wasn't there supposed to be some vote about capping property taxes? Yeah, that'll be in the fall. They're still running the petition to get it on the ballot. I'm pretty sure that'll get on the ballot, but then the actual vote for that will be in the fall. Let's see. Has the market for selling slowed down? Yes, I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were on, the video I'm going to release on Tuesday is going to be all about that. We're going to talk about what's going on. But yes, people are, it is slowing down. Interest rates, the price of gas, the people coming out here, everything's slowing down. It's going to be nothing like last year. Last year at this time, you could throw a house on the market and ask pretty much anything and you'd get it. We are not seeing that at the moment. I recently saw an article on ADU ordinance and whitefish. What do you know about that? I'm sorry, Lynn, but I don't know. I did not see that article. I don't know about that. So sorry about that. I was in the Bitterroot in Potomac Valley last weekend looking for homes. Do you think the Potomac Valley gets more snow and colder temps than the Bitterroot? I do. The Bitterroot's pretty warm. I mean, they're similar, but if I had to pick one for being warmer and less snow, it would be the Bitterroot. But I don't know, what price range or what you're looking for, and which valley you like better. I don't think the differences are huge as far as the cold and snow, but I think the Bitterroot's probably a little warmer and a little less snow. So that's only 20 minutes. And again, I apologize for the short show. If you guys have any more questions, fire away quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here, and we'll have a better and longer show in 2 weeks. And Hillary will be back in 2 weeks. We'll have a couple of announcements then as well. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. Here's one more. Bear-proof garbage cans now required in Whitefish. Besides the random color grizzly roaming through town, is this a necessary extra cost? I live in town and we do have bears. I've seen them in my yard, and they do tip over the trash cans in our neighborhood. Um, so yes, I mean, it is pretty spendy for those cans. We've figured out the what to do with our cans in our little part of the town. But yes, it's going to raise taxes. It's going to raise our garbage costs, but they claim that it's going to be good for everybody. So I guess you got to do what you got to do. It's kind of funny. We made it this long without them, but apparently now we're getting them. So, you know, it is what it is. That's all I'll say on that. I hope the Montana capping on taxes goes through. We won't be able to afford our homes. I agree, Rich. I do too. So we will see. Kelly, getting ready to put a house on the market in Big Fork. Will I have a tough time selling right now? It depends. It's going to depend on your pricing. It's going to depend on what your house is like, the price range, what it is. If you want to reach out, we'd be happy to, talk to you if you're not working with an agent already. And, give you some pricing and tell you about the market. My wife just had a buyer down there a couple weeks ago. So, things are selling, but like I said earlier in the live here, the people that are trying to cash out and win the lottery are the ones that, we're getting some pushback, and people aren't just throwing out crazy amounts of money for anything anymore. So pricing is going to be the key, and we're kind of right, we're swinging back away as the pendulum goes from a total seller's market to now back towards the buyers. So that's what you'll have to think about when you put your house on the market. All right. Well, again, I apologize for the short one today, but like I said, in 2 weeks we will be back. And if you guys have any questions, you can email us at the email that's down at the bottom. And if you want the link, send us an email as well. And with that, again, very short one tonight, but thanks for tuning in, and we will see everybody in 2 weeks.